Welcome to The Debrief, where we talk with the Washington Examiner's top journalists about the headlines they're covering this week and where the story's going next. I'm Sarah Westwood, and I'm here today with senior columnist Tim Carney. And Tim, in Georgia, in the Georgia governor's race, the Democrat Stacey Abrams has gotten a lot of attention relative to her chance of winning and her position in the polls. Do you think her time as a Democratic star is maybe up soon?
I don't know, because some of her fame is from her first loss. The fact that she lost and didn't concede in 2018 in the governor's race is part of why she became a superstar. She then filed this massive lawsuit against the governor and ended up losing that too. And so then if she goes ahead and loses this time, it'll be 3 losses in a row. I don't know that she can continue to attract all the money and attention that she's attracted. But on the other hand, she's become so much of a star that it would be hard for Biden or the Democrats to throw her off, because they've painted her as such a victim of sort of Republican oppression that in the next presidential cycle, you've got to imagine she's going to be like a primetime DNC speaker, despite being 0 for 2 on statewide races and 0 for 1 on court cases.
On the flip side, in the Senate race in Georgia, you have Republican Herschel Walker, who is still in the hunt, according to the polls, but has struggled because of some rough headlines about his personal life, to put it mildly. I mean, is there a universe where Governor Brian Kemp, the Republican incumbent, wins in a blowout and Herschel Walker, the Republican Senate candidate, still loses?
Well, what would be happening there, so yes, Kemp will have some coattails, and that will help Walker. Walker currently on average is down about 2.5 points to Raphael Warnock, the incumbent senator. Warnock's about 48%. Being below 50 for an incumbent is not great. But I do think you could see the incumbents in both races win. That would be Warnock and Kemp, the Democrat senator and the Republican governor. And part of the thing is that you've got enough of what Kemp relies on is sort of the vote that Trump has turned off, Republicans in the suburbs, that sort of thing. And that Walker, with his not being forthright about the abortions he's accused of paying for, that really is going to turn off a lot of those swing voters who just, they're Republican, maybe they're kind of pro-life, and they're turned off by what seems like the dishonesty and the being unfit for the job. So I do think Kemp will help Walker, but if I had to bet right now, I would say Warnock wins while Kemp wins big.
Warnock, though, is still facing the same sort of historical headwinds as the rest of the Democrats, and he has not done as much to sort of distinguish himself as an independent voice within the party as, say, a Mark Kelly, who's also in a better position than a lot of Democrats to hold on to his seat. Do you think Warnock, is charismatic enough, is popular enough to overcome, those headwinds, to outperform Biden by enough?
Yeah, and I'd had Tim Ryan, who is now in Ohio, who's now campaigning on, I ran against Nancy Pelosi for Speaker, and he's using that to try to create distance from the national party, which is unpopular in Ohio and is unpopular down
Warnock's
there
not doing that.
Georgia. Warnock doesn't do that. On sort of positions, there's nowhere where you can point to him as standing against the party. He is as far left on abortion as the rest of the party is there. But on the other hand, he won that race in part because he has a constituency that he brought out. Being a pastor does sort of tap into what Joe Biden was able to tap into in South Carolina, which is an electorate that's not sort of ideologically liberal, but can be activated, which is old black church-going people in the South. There's a huge electorate there. So I agree that Warnock doesn't have the distance from the national party, but he does have his own constituency that not all Democrats do.
Well, Tim, thank you so much for being here today. You can get more writing from Tim and the rest of the commentary team at washingtonexaminer.com.